Now to Spain, which has become one of Europe's prime renewable energy hotspots, with a sharp increase in the installation of solar and wind generators over the last few years. However, despite this successful move towards green energy sources, electricity consumption has been dropping, which has triggered concern this could lead to a crisis in the industry. Guy Hedgecoe has more from Spain.
On the sun-soaked plains of central Spain, solar farms are a common sight. A boom in renewable energy over the last half-decade has made the country one of Europe's top generators of green electricity. Renewable sources represented half of the country's total electricity generation last year. Spain aims to ensure they cover more than 80% of its electricity needs by 2030.
This boom started practically in parallel with the change of government. The Socialist Party, from the first moment, gave this confidence to the market. At the same time, they introduced ambitious targets for 2030.
The Spanish economy is growing faster than those of Europe's other main players. That should mean an increase in electricity demand. And yet, consumption of electricity in Spain last year was at its lowest since 2003. This is partly because of energy efficiency measures, as well as an EU drive to cut energy use in the wake of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Also, the expansion of renewable generation in homes and businesses has further cut dependence on the national grid.
It can be worrisome for generators, especially when this decrease in demand, along with a high increase in renewables, means that power prices decrease quite a bit, which is something that, of course, they need to take into account in their project.
The concern is that these low energy prices, while good for consumers, could deter investment. One way of preventing this imbalance is to move further away from traditional fuels. Despite Spain's relative success in making the green transition, much of the economy still depends on fossil fuels. Becoming more reliant on electricity, the so-called electrification of the economy, is seen as a way of securing cleaner energy, but also of increasing the demand for the generation of electricity. The government target is for a third of the Spanish economy to be electrified in the next 5 years.
Of course, there are solutions for this. One is more electrification, but on the other side, we need to engage more people and more industries in demand-side management to make sure that the flexibility needed in the system is out there, so to make generation and demand matching better during the day, during the night.
As Spain pushes on with its transition to a green economy, one of its biggest challenges is to ensure that demand for electricity keeps up with what is a plentiful supply. Guy Hedgecoe, BBC News, Spain.